Hey sisters, Janae here, going to summarize chapter 6 of Woman Evolve, which is called It'll Never Add Up. Cites two verses, John 6, 3 through 13, Luke 9 and 13, which says, "You give them something to eat," he told them. "We have no more than 5 loaves and 2 fishes," they said, "unless we go and buy food for all these people." They were perplexed, as you can hear. They had something else in mind, but now they had to decide, well, do we do what makes sense? Just send them back home, get their food, come back, or do we trust in this maybe unconventional way that the Lord wants to handle this thing? If it's business as usual, it may be easy, but you can see in this story how everyone would miss their miracle. We don't want to be put in a situation to miss our miracle, right? We don't want to put ourselves in that situation. So we have to learn not to be restricted by the one way in our mind that pops up that just makes sense, because we don't want to miss our miracle. It's one thing to be average and happy in a place of comfort, but one thing I know is that if you're looking at this video, you are not that person because you're in this bod group. Everybody here is here because we want to evolve in some way, whether we're part of the book club or just a part of the coaching experience here for Beachbody with Shannon, and you're evolving, and it's not comfortable. That much we all share in common. Nothing about evolving, thriving, being better, moving out of that place of comfort to a new, amazing place of strength and success is comfortable. It's not going to add up when we look at our circumstance and comparison to what we have in our hand, the resources that we have around us, what we feel about what we have, our great vision. It just doesn't match. It won't add up. And that's what this chapter is all about. It's not going to add up because God is not a God of addition. He's a God of multiplication. And he's going to command us to do some things, just like he commanded those disciples. And we're going to need to respond sometimes in these unconventional ways. I want you to also look at this little boy. I mean, wow, how courageous was he? Just a little boy yet. He was willing and ready to surrender the little that he had to some strangers, right? It wasn't Jesus. Isn't it easy to surrender to Jesus? But not so much to somebody that you don't know, but we need to do that. That's just God's way. It's his template. The way he always moves is we're going to need to trust one another and partner with one another and know that it is okay. But he had discernment. This is what our author shares. He had discernment. He knew that through this environment and through Jesus, there was some information he knew about these people. He could discern that they were safe to be able to share with. So I wanted to leave you with these tips. She left a number of tips that I really love. Consider a partner that will help you build. Someone that understands the cost of surrendering to gain more. I mean, really, the disciples and this young boy were in partnership, and they both knew that about one another. Expose yourself. Let someone into those fragile spaces. Know where you are. Ensure that you're in an environment of integrity. Know who you are. Know who you're with. So iron is going to sharpen iron. And I can't tell you how many times I've even, just as the author described, have ended up having this brilliant idea, but yet getting it together with someone else that God put into my life to partner with. And we come up with something 10 times better than what I had, which was like amazing, something I would have never thought about myself. So definitely know who you're with. Know what you have. Don't despise what you have. It's respectable. There's a lot of potential in it. You must be aware that your little is more than enough, and that it's valuable in the sight of God. Also, borrow other people's knowledge. Seek out advice from those that have been ahead of you on the road that you're traveling. Be unconventional to get what you need. Ask questions. Questions are an amazing resource in our toolkit. Get help. And lastly, be patient. Remember that if God asked you to do this challenging thing, then He has the provision for you to accomplish it, and He's with you. Have an awesome week, and let's evolve together.